All right, welcome back everybody to my last episode on this turn of the CollabTown collaboration project. I hope you watched my last episode where I built a university, sunk some people's houses into some pretty significant cliffs, opened up a hole into the abyss, and did not set anything on fire. So this episode I'm going to be increasing our population and getting ready to hand our city off to Belgium. So, let's get started. I did some looking before this episode of where I kind of wanted to build, and I took into consideration where Cup of Joe made some districts, and the one that I noticed that really stuck out to me was rich people houses. I feel like I could do a pretty decent job at raising the land values in this area, really making it a destination. So we're going to give that a shot. So the first thing I'm going to do is reshape this district. So if you take a look at our transit, we have a huge number of people using the trams because it's our only form of transportation. We don't have buses, we don't have anything. So if you look here, this one has 444 users. It's the outer loop here. I mean, we have a stop with 403 people, and that just tells me that we need a higher capacity form of transit. Jumping this lineup is not going to do anything for us. And the one thing that we actually have in this district that we don't have anywhere else, I believe, is free public transportation. Yeah. So that's also going to increase the usage, but when this is the only form of transportation to get around town, people are really going to use it. So if I have some time, I might try and put in a subway. Who knows? So we're going to go ahead and we're going to get this started. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to hit pause. I'm going to add an interchange into this district from the highway. I want to add a little bit of highway connectivity. I wonder if Cup of Joe did this intersection by themselves, because I tend to be a wuss and I get afraid of making intersections. So we're just going to go ahead and we're going to add a pre-made one, and I want them to make sure that, you know, I want my companions, my partners to know that they can just add and change what I'm doing as they see fit. So I don't want it that close. I think I'm going to put it over here. So I'm going to turn on my terrain. Oh, it's pretty flat over here. Well, that's nice. I'm going to make a big area. I'm going to put in... I'm going to try and give it a little bit of a lineup, but I'm going to put it there. So let's go ahead. It's a 2-lane highway. That's okay. So what I'm actually going to do is we're going to keep the 2-lane highway going. 2-way highway. Should be that one. I'm going to turn on all of my snap 2s, and we're going to just give this a shot. You know what? We're going to turn angle off. There we go. Nope, I put a 2-way, 1-way. So let's go ahead and change that up to that one. Oh, no, I didn't. Oh, I did right there. And I did right there. Just kidding. I totally did. All right. And so I'm going to actually drop that down to 2-lane as well. I'm going to have a 3-lane to give it a dedicated turning lane. Put it back down to 2 lanes. Give it a 3rd lane for maybe 2 segments. And bring it back down into a 2-lane highway, as that's how we have it. Which will be totally fine because that gives them plenty of room to merge, and we shouldn't have any traffic issues. If we do have traffic issues, then we can always fix it in the future. But for now, I don't think that that's a bad idea. I'm going to do the same thing over here. I'm going to drop that down into a 2-lane highway. Keep that 3-lane. Let's up this to a 3-lane for one more, and then they can go down into a 2-lane. I'm going to use my my TMPE lane connectors. I'm going to have to Command Shift S. Oops, Control S, and keep them in their lane. Do it here, Control S, keep them in their lane. Do the same thing on this side, and the same thing here. And then the other thing I'm not a huge fan of is those are 3 lanes. We're going to drop that down to a 2-lane highway. Same thing, keep them in their lane. Perfect. And I absolutely despise these. So we're just going to bend them and put them at a slope. And we're going to bend that and put it at a slope. Same thing here. And I'm also going to go ahead and change the grade system. That's just, I don't like it. It's kind of rough and it's really funky. Cars should still be able to pass under that just fine. And we're going to do this here. And then I'm going to do the same here. Nope. There. This one and that one. Slope it. And we're just going to have to call that a day. I'm going to even this guy out a little bit. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to select this one. I'm going to pull it out since we're doing it at terrain height. And not too shabby. All right, so that gives me a connection on the kind of the west side, if pretending that this is due north, on the west side of this development. The only issue I see of creating this being a nice rich development is that's gonna probably nearly double the size of the city. Not that that's a problem, but that's a lot of undertaking. So we're gonna start this and we're gonna see what happens. So another thing that we can do is I'm actually going to go through and I'm going to take out all of these trees. It's looking like, I'll look in a second, that this road is an arterial. It's a 3-lane. Oh, no, it's not. It's a 2-lane. Oh, that's even better. Yeah, okay, perfect. So it's a local, or it's a collector road. So, if I remember correctly, looking at this, yeah. If I remember correctly looking at this is a relatively flat piece of land. So I'm not super worried about the grades necessarily. I will have to keep an eye out in some of the areas, especially as I get closer and closer to the waterfront. So I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to follow my terrain a little bit here at the very beginning, before we get super, super flat. So I'm going to go ahead and enter this. I want it at the ground, so we're going to put that one, try and get that at a right angle, and I could hook off it there, but I'm going to get that as close to a right angle as I can get as well. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to follow this contour line and create almost like a loop for people to enter into this kind of more hoity-toity area. And we'll see how this looks. I don't often use the curved road tool. It's gonna need some smoothing out, but it's not too bad, I guess. I'm gonna use a freeform tool. I'm a lot better with the freeform tool, so go back. I'm gonna use a freeform tool. I suppose I should learn how to use a curved road tool. But that's okay. I use what I'm good at. Plus, I feel like I can make a lot bigger curves with the freeform tool, except for that disaster. Okay, so that's not too bad. So this gives it kind of a this gives it kind of a unique entrance, and again, kind of a change in the in the grid pattern. Because grids are really great for connectivity and making sure that cars can get in and out of a location. But they can be a little boring, especially in this game. And we don't like boring. We like functional. We love functional. And we love things that make sense. But we don't like boring. Oh, must have won a sports game. Alright, so let's go ahead and build. I kind of want to run a road all the way along and connect to this waterfront. Or connect the waterfront up. So I'm going to get out of this tool. So I have a contour line there. Can I push that contour line? If I were to run that, then I could smooth it, right? Okay, so that's a little better. So you can run this down maybe to this contour line right there, and run it and connect it up kind of down here. And we'll do a little bit of pre-grading, which I don't often do, and probably should. So let's go ahead and get this going. I'm trying to decide if I want this to be like a gated development where in order to get in, you have to go through some sort of toll road. I think I'll worry about that as soon as I get this other stuff in. So let's go ahead. I do know that I want this to be a little bit nicer. So we're going to run these. Do I want a roundabout? Nah, I'm just going to run it right into here. So I know I want that. So let's go ahead and run these 2-lane one-way highways. Into there. How does that look? Not great. Also, this is backwards, but that's okay. It's just kind of like dead ends, right? Just kind of dead ends. So let's try this again. Oops. Not the most gorgeous thing I've ever seen. But again, not the worst. So that's not too bad, and honestly, it's kind of pretty. I don't know. So I think I'm gonna upgrade this to a 3-lane in here. Just so they have some lanes. Yeah, there we go. And then I'm gonna make sure I set this up as a roundabout here. And it's looking good. And I've learned from somewhere that when making a roundabout, you want a little bit of stuff in the middle to block some vision, because if you can see over here, it can get kind of confusing, and then people may jump the gun and go a little early. So let's go ahead and just give it a little bit of foofty, a little bit of beautification here. Okay, that's not too bad. I'm not unhappy with it. Not unhappy with it. Alright. So let's go ahead and continue this. We're going to continue the nice tree-lined road for you. Do that one. I'm going to turn on my terrain heights. And we're just going to attempt to follow this contour line. I think I graded it to be down here, but I'm actually a lot happier with it being that one. And giving this a little bit of space so that we can work on some waterfront. So let's see what my grades are here. Oh, that's still a range of circle. Whoops, grades. I was wondering why it wasn't giving me percentages. Can I gonna do this? Yeah, there we go. Until I get to about a 0. Okay, that's a nice, smooth grade. Overall, I'm actually pretty happy with that contour line. And so then we're just gonna smooth it out. I might have to do a mixture of calling it even there and then doing that. So I'm gonna shrink the brush size. We're gonna level it from here, build it out just a little bit. And then I'm gonna take that, I'm gonna drop the brush strength a little bit, and we're just gonna try and level that out. Or smooth it out, I suppose. Okay, well, I think I made it worse. In fact, I know I made it worse, so we're gonna do that one more time. Alright, well, after making it worse, that's okay. So the nice part about this is this will have, I think I'm going to make it, I think I like this. This one, in my opinion, though, should probably be a traffic light. Because we got a couple of collectors coming into each other. And even though this is a local road, it'll eventually probably get upgraded. Depending on where it connects, maybe not. Alright. So I did some thinking, and I don't think I'm going to make this a gated community. I really thought about it. I wasn't happy with it. But I do think I want to run one more nice road off of here and connect it to this kind of what looks to be eventually a high school complex. So let's take this. Let's find where the node is. Okay. So I'm going to have to reset up this roundabout. So make sure when you add something to a roundabout, you usually want to brace it. I did not. But the other thing you want to do is make sure you reset it, because I've done that before, and this node stays one of the can't switch lanes nodes. And my people just go round and round and round and round. I can't figure out why it's never getting used, and it's a whole ordeal. So don't make that same mistake. I'm going to connect it to this node. Just kidding. I wonder if I could just... Look at that! Perfect. Is that traffic lights? Yeah, I don't want traffic lights there. So at that point, I want these guys to stop. Or give way, I guess. Alright, so I think we have a decent... setup going. What I am going to actually do while I'm thinking about it is I'm going to make these highways with sound barriers to just kind of start by thinking that we're going to have sound issues and eliminate it from really becoming a problem if I can. So hopefully that will help. And I'm not going to build super awfully close. I actually might run... a frontage road. That's an interesting one. I might actually run a frontage road along here. But we'll see when I get there. Maybe turn this... You can keep it a frontage road. I don't know yet. Alright, but the couple things we really want to do in order to make this a higher land value area is good coverage in service, good coverage in schools, public transit, and parks. And if we think that it's necessary, we can also, and fits in well, we can add some unique buildings. So the first thing I'm going to do is I don't want this high school on this collector road. So what we're going to do is we're going to run it, we're going to run a straight line there, more or less. And I'm gonna attach it there. What is my terrain like here? Ah, that's right. That was the whole reason I did that. was so I didn't... Oh, man. You know, Raid Kitty, if you just remembered why you did things, you wouldn't have to fix them every single time. Okay, well... Let's look at my schooling. Let's look at my high school. So this is really one of the high schools serving this major area. Oh, I see something that needs to be emptied. Church and cemetery, perfect. So... You know, I could just level this pad. That's what I think I'm gonna do. We're just gonna do this. And I'm gonna make that this height. I'm gonna smooth it out. And we're gonna make the train work for us. Because sometimes we can do that. Alright, good enough. So we have this high school. And I want to make sure I give it the same love and attention as I did Thomas Jefferson High School. Ooh, look how pretty the hill is. You can just kind of see the university up there. There it is. Hi, university. Yeah, so I want to make sure I give it the same love and attention as they did the other high school, Thomas Jefferson High School, over here. The one thing I don't want to do is bury it in the ground like I did Thomas Jefferson High School. So we have this nice European-style high school. So let's name it... Okay, so we're going to name this after one of the 100 most influential urbanists. We're going to name it Donald Shoup High School. For the sole purpose of I like to go Shoup, there it is. And I feel like students would too. Maybe. So Donald Shoup, distinguished research professor in the Department of Urban Planning at the University of California, Los Angeles. Author of The High Cost of Free Parking, which has succeeded in launching a new approach to parking policy as a fundamental aspect of planning and land use regulations in communities around the country. Awesome. I have not looked at this list for sure. I am imagining most of these are probably US-based urbanists. There are a lot of women on this list, which are pretty great. I haven't done a deep dive into the list, so there may be some non-US-based urbanists. So when I say most influential urbanists, if you start noticing that they're only US-based, it's probably because this list is only US-based. Oh, I think I just saw a Scottish biologist. Okay, maybe not. Maybe not. But just in case, disclaimer up front. So... I have before seen high schools where they actually need to go across to their fields. So I'd like to make a small little baseball complex if I can. How big are these fields? If I can set it there. Okay. So I could set them side by side, and that might be kind of nice. So I do have the Parkify mod, which allows me to run paths and make that what they snap to, but they have to be inside a park area. So I am going to create a park area over here. She's going to have to have a main gate, and I really want my invisible main gates, but I don't have them, which is okay. So I'm just going to go ahead, I'm going to take that away, and I'm going to add a main gate here. Small main gate, space already occupied. Small main gate there. And in order to get away from having to use terrain-conforming paths, I'm going to unlock that segment. I'm going to replace it with this one. And I'm going to lock it back up. Beautiful. If you've never used this network multi-tool, I highly suggest it. It is probably one of the best tools I've used. It helped me get rid of a lot of mods that I was using. Apparently I can't snap to this, which makes me sad. Ooh. So change of plans. We're going to use terrain-conforming paths. Let's use just the regular park life path. Yep. 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 And we're going to unlock this again. You know, one of these days, I'm going to count how many times I mess up. And I would say turned it into a water drinking game. Keep hydrated, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, people. Do I have snapping turned off? No? Alright, well, it just doesn't want to snap, which is okay. I don't know why I was expecting it to snap. But I am going to use Move It, and I'm going to... It says it needs road access. Oh, I bet you it needs it on both sides. So let's see if that goes away if I use this. No? Well, that's kind of a bummer. It should be just fine. Well, I'm gonna move this one over here because I want two fields, like a JV and a varsity field. Okay, someone still says road access. Path or road access required. I have path access. Excuse me. What if it's just too low? What if I bring the height up on this if it'll count? No. So what is it going to take for it to go away? Okay, well, I should probably bring that down because that just looks ridiculous at this point. Well, that's kind of a bummer. Okay, so for some reason that counts, and that doesn't. So I'm going to delete this one. I'm going to go ahead and flatten out this land, because yet again, I don't feel like conforming to terrain, apparently, after just saying that the whole reason I built that circle was to conform to terrain. But I did not, and I've kind of screwed myself over here. So I'm going to bring that up to that height. Oof. Ugh. That's okay. It's okay. There have been worse things that have happened. Worse fates in the world. Let's try this again. Alright. Okay, so this is looking a little more promising. Wrong. I was wrong. I'm just gonna place the other one anyway. Okay, so it like wants to snap. I don't quite understand what's going on here. I don't quite understand. Yeah, I don't know what's going on. So maybe I just need to make these 1U roads to just get them to be quiet. Which I think I'm gonna go ahead and do. We're gonna call it... This one is gonna be Varsity Drive. And freshman. Wait. Okay. Yeah, so let's go ahead and fence this area in. So we're gonna put some kind of visibility blocking fencing in here. Plus it'll kind of protect, hopefully, the people over here. And we don't get too many complaints. Too many balls going to the fence. Too much property damage. I did play softball for many years, and I have to say, never once caused property damage due to a home run. Not that I'm bragging, it actually was kind of depressing. Not that I wanted to cause property damage, I just never hit a home run. Okay. So yeah, so we've left a little bit of protection here. And you know what I'm actually going to do with this road, since I have this, is I'm going to change vehicle restrictions. I'm going to allow only service vehicles. Yeah, I'll allow only service vehicles. The one thing I don't want, though, is I don't want these to only allow service vehicles, because I do want people to actually be able to take these roads. Must be the same road, which I don't like. Freshman. No, it's definitely freshman. Okay. Very nice. And then to add even just a little bit more shielding, I'm going to add some trees here. So let's add some nice... Ooh. Let's add some nice big trees. A couple of them. It's going to be easier for me to just add it one by one. So let's add some nice big trees. I'm going to turn my tree anarchy on. Just to kind of give it a little bit of shielding. And for the batter, so let's say you're batting down here, right? And you don't have this neutral batter's eye here, that's going to be really hard for you to see the ball coming. So by adding those trees, you're kind of... So if you ever watch professional baseball, there's what's called a batter's eye in the outfield, and that allows the white of the ball to have a neutral palette behind it. So if you look at that, you have trees which create more of a neutral palette. But let's say we come over to this field. While you have this nice open field, having this much depth perception is really going to throw you off. And especially if back in that back end they eventually start putting buildings, that ball is going to get lost. So it's better that we put some trees in here. And I know it's not really best to put all of the same type of tree in here. Just because if an illness or a virus or something kind of goes through the trees, you'll end up with a lot of dead trees. But I'm afraid if I put too many varying colors of trees, it's going to throw off that nice neutral palette. So I'm pretty happy with that. And I'm going to do the same thing over here. I'm going to actually just take the same tree. I'm going to kind of go around. Try not to get too much of it over the fence, because I don't want the ball to hit that, or I don't want the kids to come up and hit it. Okay, not too bad, except for the car on the field. But overall, I think we're doing pretty good. All right, so we have our two baseball fields. I am going to put a little bit of a fence right here, but first I'm going to smooth this out. And that fence is going to be just more of a separating fence of, hey, this is the school grounds, not necessarily a public field. And while they could be used for more public events, they'd probably have to be rented from the school, and not all schools allow that. So I want to make sure that the school owns, if not all of this property, at least this section. Or is renting it from the city. I'm not quite sure how that works as far as property goes. But let's go ahead and get this fence in. Perfect. And I don't know that I'm actually going to have the high school take any more of this land. I'm pretty happy with this being a baseball-centric high school. I am going to cover this, though, with some foliage. Some nice low to the ground shrubbery. take thee to a shrubbery, if you will. Okay. Yeah, I am starting to get really tired. We actually just did Christmas early, and went to a Christmas party, which was nice. It was our first Christmas party I've been to since pre-pandemic. And I have to say, it was so nice to see my family. So nice to see my family. If anyone is traveling for the holidays, whether you celebrate the holidays or not, just be careful. Be smart. In all senses of the word. Oops. Anyway, getting off my soapbox. I'm gonna add some more trees. And we're just gonna kind of tree this up in here and keep it kind of a green land for now. Really kind of make a separation for the highfalutin people that are going to be living in potentially rich person houses, as was named so eloquently. Oh, I still have tree anarchy on. Did I put trees in the... crud. I did. Okay, well, that's alright. It's alright. So yeah, so I think it would create some nice separation, add some greenery. I'm gonna add a couple rocks. Kind of make it feel like you're separating yourself, right? I suppose if you're paying the amount of money I'm sure these people are to live where they're going to be living, at least my goal, they would want to feel like they are special and over in this special area. So we're going to... Ooh, oops. Sure, I used a ton of my tree limit over here. Beautiful. I've had to learn something I didn't know before using the brush options is if you're going to be placing single things and you have your brush strength up really high, you're going to place like 1,000,000 of them. And you don't really want to do that, especially if you're not playing with unlimited trees. And it's not really unlimited. It's actually, let's see if I can find it. I mean, something ridiculous. It's basically unlimited. Yeah, it's 1,448,000. Sorry, it's 1,048,576 trees. So it's basically unlimited trees. But if you're not playing with some type of tree anarchy or unlimited tree mod, and you start placing things, you don't remove them before you put down buildings, it'll really kind of start to go against your tree count. And then you have to take trees away, and yeah, just don't. I'm not quite sure why I only put rocks over there, but I'm kind of digging it. Alright, so this is the high school. It's probably not going to be the only high school. So let's check these policies. What kind of policies do I want in a rich person's area? We're going to recycle. Ooh, increase land value around parks and plazas. Yeah, we want that. One, education boost. Make them go to the university. Let's see, taxation, no. City planning. Let's see. I want high-tech housing. Yeah. All right. So let's get started, shall we? So I wish that there was a tree line. Oh, this one does have trees and parking. It's like it read my mind. 2-lane avenue with trees and parking. So let's go ahead and do that. So I do want to create a small buffer between this roundabout and where I'm going to be creating houses. So this will probably be my buffer right there. And even more, I want to create a buffer between the highway and the people. I currently only have 2 entrances off of here and then a highway entrance, so I might create a third entrance. efficient, but we will see. So let's get gridding. I think that this is my entire grid system here. There's a couple areas like here and here that I could do it, but if you look, oh, this place has a decent, maybe I'll extend it over here. Oh, my cat has decided it is time to lay on my lap. Hi, kitten. Yeah, no, that's gonna be too long, so I think I'm just gonna leave it there. Hi. So we're gonna start by putting water pipes under the roads. And we're gonna make sure that all of these people have really, really good... I guess let's look at what the land value is right now in rich people houses. Average land value is 41 cells per meter cubed. So that's what that looks like. And I want to make it a lot closer to this color down here. Oh, hi, sweet girl. My cat is just loving on me like no one's business. Hi, baby. Oh, you are just so sweet. Are you gonna help me put water pipes under the roads? She says she's thinking about it, but she would rather wreak havoc instead. Me too, girl. Me too. All right, so now we're gonna place some services in. Oh, I thought I changed that. Sorry, my cat is helping. There we go. Perfect. All right, so we have water. Electricity will come. So let's start. What's that? Garbage and industry. Okay, we got. Looks like we got garbage sprinkled around. So let's go ahead and start with a couple medical centers. So I'd like to put one kind of near. I'm gonna put one on each side. One there, one there. Awesome. Kind of make this middle area more of like a city services section. And we're gonna put. I like the rural fire department. Put one there. And the fire department's gonna be busy, right? So let's put a couple, because these ones only have 5 fire engines. Also, I think I put that on the arterial, or the collector, which I didn't want to do. Okay, and then let's put a couple police stations. Put one kind of there. I'm actually gonna, yeah, perfect. All right. Schools. So let's start with elementary school. So this is going to take a lot. So the first thing I kind of want to do is I want to add a church, because this church does act as an elementary school. And this might kind of help take up a little bit of this awkward space. So let's put one church there, because there would be churches kind of sprinkled through a suburban area like this. I'm going to put one over here. And while I'm thinking about it, I'm going to make sure that there's some walkability here. And so we're going to connect. Ow. Ow. Hi, kitten. Ow. Thank you. So we're going to make some connections here, especially for kids who want to walk to school. Which is, I think, one of the benefits of this not being a gated community, right, is, you know, people feel like they can walk in. If it's a gated community, just having, I don't know, paths coming into your gated community would be a little awkward. Okay, so I've created some walkability there. I'm going to add another path over here. And I'm going to add a path. I'm actually going to add one path over to this side. And that same path is going to go all the way up to there. And of course I broke the connection, because why wouldn't I? Why would I have wanted that to stay connected when I built it to be connected in the first place? But that's okay. There we go. Alright, so I've built in a little bit of connectivity there. This shouldn't have any pedestrians, so I don't imagine there's gonna be a lot of walkability there. Alright, back to elementary schools. So again, the issue with the elementary school, we have so much capacity but no coverage over here. So I'm gonna stick 2 elementary schools on each side. I'm gonna stick one over here, one way over here. Okay. It's not terrible. We have the church, which has a little bit of connectivity over there. And kind of the same thing. I'm going to put one here. I'm going to put one over here. Alright. Now, let's go ahead and add our high school. So we have the high school there. But again, there's no coverage. So I'm going to go ahead and put another high school over here. And I'm going to build out this campus area really quickly. So I think that pretty much covers our high school need. It's going to be a little difficult because there's no electricity at this point. So we have our high school. I also want to add a public library because I feel like in a place that's this nice, a public library would be sought after. And I could really add maybe a second one, but I'm not going to. The other thing I didn't add with this is I'm going to add some death care. So we're going to add a cemetery, not right near the school. Not right near the school. Maybe we'll add it here. And then I'll just reconstruct that path. Give people a place to go. Add some death care in this area. I'm going to add some trees around here. Alright. So, what else? Well, I think we have... Yeah, let's add some child care. Our child health care is pretty poor. And this is a huge range. So I'm going to add it opposite the... do I want it opposite the elementary school? That seems kind of funky. Oof, I put the medical center across from there. That's okay. I'm going to put it over here. That'll also reach the entire area. And I'm also going to add an elder care facility. But I'm going to add it on the opposite side. Alright, so now we're going to add some parks. So... Alright, let's add some dog parks and just some... Oh, we got some room, so let's add some bigger parks. Nice. Alright, so let's see if there's any... Let's see, I got that one. We'll add some public transit, parks and plazas. Let's see if there's any unique buildings we can add. Cinema, Winter Market. Those are all going to be really big. Fantastic fountain. Not quite fitting. Statue of Wealth. Yeah, let's put the Statue of Wealth. Flaunt it. Maybe right as people come in. Look at the wealth that I have. And you know what? I'm going to actually move that a little closer. I'm just going to nudge it. Perfect. I'm going to add some... See if I can find these trees. And just add some nice trees. I think it's these ones. Not quite. Might be these ones. Yeah. Sure, add some of those. I'm going to add some low... Ooh, I bet you I have flowers. That's a little bush. Leafy bush. We'll add some leafy bush. We'll add a leafy bush, not some leafy bush. Yeah. Very nice. And they got a path going there. And I think I could maybe fit in one more nice friendly neighborhood park. Courthouse, no. Opera house, not quite. Oh, what are these? Those must come in one of the packs. Stadium, watered out. Ooh, you know what I do have? I do have museums. I wonder if I can put an art gallery. Ooh. Alright, so I think, what if I put it... I could put it over here. I could put it up against here, but I'm afraid that would draw a lot of traffic. Ooh, I don't know where all of our students are going. I'll have to look at that another time. So if I throw it up against here, people could just come and it's right off this collector. Not too far from the highway, hopefully stopping a ton of people from taking that road. But it's gonna be right by houses. Does it produce noise? It does not. Okay, well, I do want it here. But I'm debating where exactly I want it. Do I want it right by the high school? Or do I want it to kind of fill up some of this room over here? Kind of by the church. No, I think I want it all the way over here. I like that. Let's look at it. Let's look at it. Ooh, baby. Ooh, I love it. I love it. Alright, I think that's about all I'm going to do as far as that goes. Monuments. Can't do any of those. Okay, so I have adequate health coverage in my opinion. Some of it's, you know, not having any electricity. I have some electricity there, so I think once I start zoning, what I am going to do is I'm going to zone an initial kind of commercial corridor here. Ooh, you know what I want to do first? Stop. I'll run some bus lines, but do I want to run a different type of... What do I have? Metro, train, ship, no. Airplane, no. Monorail. Cut out of monorail. I just want to make sure that people have a chance here to do some things. Bus, metro, intercity, airport, not yet. I really like the trolley buses. But it's going to totally ruin this tree-lined thing. But I also kind of feel like trolley buses are a little hoity-toity. So we're going to do it. Awesome. So I have a good trolley bus connection now. So to give them a little bit of public transit, and so they can jump on the trolley bus and take it up and down, kind of hoity-toity. And they can connect out here, and hopefully it'll eventually take them into the city. Maybe some bus routes later, but I currently don't have bus routes. So I think let's start by filling in some commercial. Okay, where else can I stick a couple nodes of commercial? Well, oh, I'm gonna have to take off these stop signs. Oh dear. Oh dear. I'll go through and do that. I'll actually do that right now. So I'm gonna take this, and I'm going to say apply yield signs on connected roads. And so now all those stoplights have gone away, and we have that now. And you know what? I think I can bolster residential by adding these trolley lines. So I'm gonna kind of add one. I want to make sure it's not too close to the intersection. So I'm gonna add one there, one there, one there, and one right by the plaza. Ooh, that's kind of close to that intersection. Okay. And then I'm not gonna add any there, but I am gonna add one here and there. And I'm gonna come back around. So this will give them some commercial help. Do I want to add one all the way over here? Not by the roundabout, no. But I can add one here and then path it back. So then I'm going to add a path there so people, if for some reason this is closer for them, they can just walk. Which that's an ugly path. So let's try this again. So this is not a transit-oriented development. I'm not quite good at making transit-oriented developments, but I will do it in the future. Kind of a, oh, holy cow, look at how many people are already wanting to be on that. Yeah, so once these get going, they'll spread out a little bit. Oh yeah, so our commercial demand went down. I'm imagining once these start to fill up, I'll get some residential demand. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to zone the rest of this, and we're going to see what happens. And see if we can figure out what our land value is going to be. I don't know that I want to guess right now. I'm gonna hit, oops. I'm gonna hit pause so I can fill these in. But I'm gonna take a guess. And we're gonna let this run for a little bit. And when we come back, we're gonna see what our land values are. Come on. I'm thinking they're going to be pretty good. I mean, we have some really, really good amenities. I am going to flank this with office over here to hopefully get some of the noise to be dialed down. And it gives these people some place to work, especially because we're pushing education for these people. I don't want anything there, but I am going to do that. And so if we can get some office in there, even if they're small little offices. Oh no, because it'll cut the path. I'll put some trees in there too. So let's put some trees to maybe cut down on the noise. Make people less angry. Oh, holy cow, there's a ton of people already here. Look at that! Holy cow! That's crazy. Alright, so we're gonna sit here and we're gonna watch it go. And when we're back, we'll see what the population is. Things are coming along nicely. We're still a little low on residential demand, and by low, I mean 0. And I think we're just gonna call it. You know, we got some really great things going on here. You can tell that there's a really big need for public transit, just due to the fact that so many people are using the transit options I'm putting in. I mean, look at this. We have 245 people at the stop alone. We're really in need of a metro or something. But overall, I'm really happy with this area. You know, I could use some trees and do some decorating. But let's go ahead and take a look, even while things are coming in, at what the land values are. Like, holy cow, look at this. Look at this. There's not even people living in some of these areas. So let's take a look at rich people houses. 74 cells. I think we had 41 to start, so that's a 33 cell increase. 41, 30, yep, okay, I'm correct. So yeah, this was a really great build, and I think we're going to end the episode by naming this. We're going to name it Richton, well actually, yeah, Richton Heights. Yeah, Richton Heights. So I just want to thank everybody for their support and watching this episode. I am going to be handing off this city build to another builder tonight, and they will be starting their build on sometime next week. I don't believe that they actually... Uh-oh, power issues. Wait a minute. before I go... Oh, okay. So let's go ahead. Oh, we got noise issues. Of course we do. You know, I'm gonna quickly build a green energy solution. Yeah. Well, I like how I was gonna end the episode, but instead, I'm gonna fix a problem. So... let's try and diversify where our power is. So we have some wind power. We got oil and stuff here. We don't have anything over here. And by doing so, we would... Yeah, let's go ahead and just connect it off of here. We'd be allowing, in case one area of the grid goes down, to have another area available. Oh, I guessed right. Nice. Alright, so then I'm just going to take a little road over here. We're just going to put a solar power plant over here. And then we're going to connect it to the grid. Like so. So I'm going to jump this over the highway, potentially. Okay. I'm going to jump that over the highway. And we're going to run it along the highway. Until we meet there. And that should fix our power problems. Oh. But now they're going to have water issues. So... here you go, solar power plant. You can have some water. And let's see if that fixes our power issues. Yeah, it does. Okay, so our production is going pretty well. Oops, sorry. Production's going good. So back to what I was saying. Oh, more stuff filled in. Did we increase Richton Heights? 74? Nope. That's okay. Not a problem. Anyway, so thank you guys again for watching this build. I'm getting ready to hand it off to another builder who does not, I believe, do YouTube videos. So the next time you see my series, or this series, will be Joy Build Cities when she takes over as builder number 4. So you should really hop over to her channel. I linked her channel in the description. And you can continue watching there, and in a few weeks I should have this back, and you can we'll take a look together at what everybody's done. And if you're interested, you should check out my desert build that will be coming soon as I get ready to start that as a unique build. And you should also watch my Phasmophobia video that I'll be posting hopefully soon as I get the other feed from the other players. And finally, I think it's time for a city tour. So everybody have a wonderful week, and just thanks once again for going on this adventure with me. I'll see you next time.